Y'all listen up, Midwest Ninja Series, that's us. Welcome to your second qualifier at Obstacle Academy for Season 2. 10 obstacles. All of them are hard. Every single one of them.
They all took the same amount of time.
They all took the same amount of time to set, same amount of engineering went into every single one. Each one takes the same amount of bravery to complete. Tech skill. Every time that you land, you're on the starting platform for the next obstacle, boy. So the dismount for obstacle 1 is the starting platform for obstacle 2. If you've competed here, you know the drill. If you haven't, then now you do. You don't step off of the course unless you fall, or you finish the course, or you time out, or something like that. So this will be the pro rules walkthrough. Pro men and women. Obstacle number 1 in the beginning of the whole course starts on the starting platform right here. Boom, boy. Obstacle number 1 ends, and obstacle 2 begins on this block right here. In between the beginning and the end of obstacle number 1, pro men and women, you are allowed hands, feet, whole body on this big angled yellow block here. You're allowed hands on that hook and this ring, and that's it. Obstacle number 2 ends on that giant block stack there, boy. In between the beginning and the end of obstacle number 3, you're allowed your hands on this rope. You're allowed your hands on that trapeze bar. Boom, to get to here. That spinning bar will be gone. All this stuff that's not in the course will be gone. We have camps and practice and stuff, so that's show business, baby. Also, every time that you land and there's a post attached to your dismount platform, that post is in play. Really specific cases that it may not be sometime, somehow, somewhere, but we would get there and we would be thorough about it when we do. Now, obstacle number 3 has some differences for men and women. Obstacle number 3, your dismount platform, is this big block system. There are 3 blocks that are all attached to each other. Here, here, and here. Boom, boom, and boom. In between the beginning and the end of obstacle number 3, we will start with men here. Men, you're allowed your hands on this ring. You're allowed hands, feet, whole body on the top of this balance beam. You're allowed hands, feet, whole body on the top of this component here. You're allowed hands, feet, whole body on the top of this balance beam, hands, feet, whole body on this post right here, and that will get you to there. Whammons, you are allowed everything that the men were allowed, and you're allowed this block. You're not allowed this post. Once you begin obstacle number 3, you are allowed this post on the dismount for obstacle number 2. If you have questions about that, you can ask during the rules walkthrough. Again, both of you end right here. Obstacle number 4 is the same for men's and women's. Hands on bar, hands on bar, hands on bar. Hands, feet, whole body on this rope, which is attached with a strap and magnet. Obstacle number 4 ends right here. Again, this post is attached to the dismount platform. You are allowed that on your dismount. Obstacle number 5 is going to end right here. There are differences here for mans and women's. Girls and boys, you are allowed all of the nunchucks. So that one, and that one. Men, you are allowed the vertical style nunchuck hold that is your current, what is that, like 2 o'clock position? Women, you are allowed the circle hold here with your hands, which is at the like 6:30 position. So again, both of you end here. It's obstacles hands only. Your next obstacle, there are some differences as well. This is obstacle 6. Ends right here on this double block stack in between the beginning and the end of this obstacle. There's one difference here. You are both allowed both of these rings. You are both allowed this ring, which is on a magnet. You're both allowed your feet here on this foot chip. Women, you are allowed all of the ledges that surround the end of this structure and this currently unpainted ledge. It could be painted by the time of your competition. It all depends on how much time we have. You're allowed that ledge as well. Men, you are only allowed the vertical holds that are on the left and right. And again, you'll see a demonstration. That ring may be plucked off and placed onto this hook here and onto that hook there, and your dismount is right here. This next obstacle is the same for men's and women's. It ends way over here. This is always a long obstacle here. This is obstacle 7 here, I think. Ends right here. In between the beginning and the end of obstacle number 7, you are allowed your hands on both of these little wooden rings up there. You're allowed your hands on that very, 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 very high blue bar up there. You're allowed your hands on this blue bar, not quite as high. You're allowed this blue bar, which is 10.5 feet away from that bar. Woo-wee, that's a big one. That ends right here. Obstacle number 8, now be careful, ends here on this block system. This is either the leap of faith, not to give you beta or give away any techniques to keep it ethical here. You could, in theory, some of you might be able to just jump, but you are allowed this Bosu ball that's down here, hands, feet, whole body, to get to here. This block system here, you're allowed all 3 of these blocks. Obstacle number 9. Uh-oh. 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 Ends on this block system here. This is a double block system right here. In between the beginning and the end of obstacle number 9, you're allowed feet. This is a feet only obstacle. You're allowed feet on the tops of all of these. This will look ever so different on the day of the competition. It will probably, we are going to add some safety cushioning here, just in case you don't want to fall or take a knee down or something like that, or fall and get your finger in a carabiner. So what we'll probably do is we'll add a little foam covering on the transitions right here. We will also likely add some foam covering here, but you're still allowed the entirety of the length of this with your feet. Again, you'll see a demonstration. Nobody panic. Now, there's a difference here for your final obstacle. Your dismount platforms are women, men. You'll have your buzzer on day of. Start with the men here. In between the beginning and the end of your final obstacle, men. You're allowed your hands on that ring. You're allowed your hands on this yellow bar. You're allowed your hands on the cliffhangers here, on the cliffhangers that are dropped down. They look like 2 long cliffhangers across from each other. It's actually 4 little cliffhangers. You are allowed the cliffs that surround this bottom portion here. So you'll see a demonstration, obviously, when you apply weight to these cliffhangers, that raises. When you lâcher or when you take weight off of those cliffhangers, this is going to want to go down to its natural resting point, which should be in line with your lâcher. You're allowed the cliffhangers on the bottom here of this final component, men. That's going to take you to your dismount platform right here, hit the buzzer. Boom. Whammons. Your final obstacle is almost the same, still allowed that ring, still allowed the yellow bar, still allowed these cliffhangers here. In addition to all that, you are allowed this silver diagonal bar, and your course ends here. So you're not going to need that one. Your course ends here. Pros! Thanks for coming out to Obstacle Academy's second Midwest Industry Qualifier for Season 2. See you!